Hello and welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint with your host Lolita. And today is episode number 70. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's already 70 episodes. So I am continuing the conversation about how men and women handle stress differently. Obviously, our biology is very different, so we do things differently and we need different things that has to do with stress management and how to stay away from it. And one particular thing I want to talk about is that there's a tendency that men become bigger workaholics when they're handling stress. Of course, first of all, um, men stay away when they don't know how to solve a problem. Of course, number one thing when they stress out, they're trying to solve a problem for themselves or anybody else. And obviously, women you need to hear when she is stressed out. The man always has all kinds of solutions for her to be less stressed out. But that's not what the woman wants. Woman needs to just be heard and listened to and seen, hugged and kissed and told that everything's gonna be okay. Now, for the men, when they stay away, this also can be staying away emotionally or mentally or physically. But specifically, I want to talk about becoming a workaholic. A work is such an environment that is very testosterone driven. And it is very important for the man to have enough testosterone in his life and in his body to properly function, really. Because if a man is stressed out, he needs to have enough testosterone to counter this to the place that is a balance. So what may happen that a man can stay in the workplace environment way too long because he has this staying away thing and continuously thinking about problems. But also, if there's a problem at home, the man is not going to go and solve those problems if he doesn't know how to solve them. So the man has a tendency usually to stay at home longer. Now, if you compare to women, women do not stay at work longer. Majority of women, and how the all works is that the women need to be together in the group and seen and heard, and she needs to talk it out. So she will be seeking other people naturally. The man, for him to be at work, he is away, nobody bothers him. But there's something else I want to talk about specifically about the work environment. It is very needed for the man because it's testosterone driven, it's very solution oriented. There's always problems that needs to be taken care of. There's some movement, there's something always happening. For women, it is not a good environment, not because of the woman, should be at home and nurse the babies. No. It is because all that constant tension and that stress and the solution solving is not really making a woman to feel safe. Um, so if the woman is very driven and she likes being in those environments, um, that can look like, oh, that's exactly what she needs. So this is great. She should just be a workaholic as well. And there are plenty of women who are workaholics, by the way, me included. I was a workaholic. But from biological point of view, being in a stressful situation every single day, that is against women, really, because women are not equipped to continue being by themselves and solving the problems. No, women needs to be contained in a safe environment when she can be creative, that she take care of others. So when women go these days and they work in the places that are, constant deadlines and competition and all this is not an environment that women like. Men like competition. That's why they like to be in sports. This is what the manly who comes out. That's testosterone driven. Women get sick, physically sick, if they are continue being in the environment where there's so much testosterone. And she does not do anything for her to allow that testosterone to be lowered by being in a group, being cared for, having physical touch, talking, getting oxytocin. If she does not get enough of what she needs, she gets physically ill. That's why we have so many women now having inflammation in the body. And inflammation causes heart disease. And heart disease is number one killer of women. It's not some breast cancer or something. No, it's heart disease. It is because due to stress. Because women, when they go to work, they are in this stressful environment, this competition driven. There's no togetherness. It's like, go, go, go and show me the results. Then she comes back home and she continues to need to work and take care of the family. There's not much left. Okay, now let's go back to a man. when the man cannot solve the problems at home, he doesn't know how to have a solution for something, he will be staying away. He will be running away. Of course, you can be alcohol, drugs, and games and whatever, but sitting at work and becoming workaholic is like a very great favorite numbness technique for men that nobody pays attention to it. And actually, in our society is being said like, oh my gosh, this is a great thing because look at this man, he's working so great and he's providing to his family. But it's not true, because what's happening that he's staying away from the family and that family is suffering because the workaholic is not really at home when he's supposed to take care of his kid and his wife and everybody else. So we got this out of the way. There's another thing about becoming a workaholic, and I want to address about childhood trauma and the patterns that we grew up in. If a child grew up in the environment where no matter what they do, nothing was good enough, no matter what achievements they will get, they were always looked down and laughed at. And if they were displaying their true self, and they were never seen for who they truly are, and never celebrated, never validated, the child will grow up thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not being loved for who I am, just being me. This means I have to be useful or I will be discarded. Hence, we die. So a lot of workaholics these days that I see in my clients is those overachievers that come from a childhood where they think that if they're not going to perform, they will fail and nobody will love them because they're not performing it. Obviously, now that man who is all stressing out and working, now that workaholism is definitely not healthy. And that testosterone he's getting, this actually may look like there's something good thing, but also he's isolating himself. He's not asking for help. He's not being with his family. He's not being with his friends or hobbies or whatever he likes to do. So he's isolating and punishing himself that is not good enough to be loved. That's why he's isolating himself, because he believes that he's not good enough to be with his friends, with his family, and do his hobbies and be loved and do whatever he wants to do, even himself, even show himself. So I'm inviting you now. Think about it. Are you a workaholic? Do you like doing something? And ask yourself, why you want to do that? Because if you become a workaholic, you'll be burned out. And then you definitely gonna get sick because body keeps the score. All of those emotions gonna be sitting there. Always ask yourself, why am I doing whatever I'm doing? Does it make me happy? I'm doing because I need to show that I'm valuable. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your friends about it. I'm a stress management coach and a speaker, and I have online programs, and everything is on my website. So go and check it out at beamazingyou.com. And tomorrow we'll be talking more about the differences about women and men and how they handle stress and what do we really need in order to stay healthy.